Shifu. Is it good or bad if I want something achieve? Naturally, I need to overcome some of my weaknesses that prevent me from achieving my goals. Two hands work. It's clear? Yes? One hand removes from the line of attack, the other clears its way. It's clear? Yes? Fist movement from above. First movement. The hand is exposed. My friends invited my future Shifu conductor seminar and asked me to give him a house room in order to live with me, this Vietnamese Shifu. That's how I connected my life with the Shifu. That's how I met Wing Chun. This line of Wing Chun came to Odessa in 1991. At first, there was a bunch of us there, 5 to 6 people. Every year more and more. If we take only official disciples, there were already up to 100. There are also students, a lot of affiliated societies. Of the latest grandmasters who can mention to drag it out. It was Lung Jan, also called Long Tan. One of his disciples was Nguyen Thi Cong. In 1936 he emigrated to Vietnam. And already in Vietnam he began to teach Vietnamese disciples, and they later began to spread Wing Chun in Vietnam. One of his disciples was Nguyen Duy Hai. This is my Shifu. Subsequently, Nguyen Thi Cong handed over the title of patriarch of the school of his line to Nguyen Duy Hai. Nguyen Duy Hai conveyed title of patriarch to my Shifu Huyen Ngoc. And my Shifu is still alive. And he teaches disciples in Vietnam. Wing Chun has nothing to do with religion. Even if there is an altar, but the altar is not symbol of religiosity. This is simply a symbol of respect for those people who created this style and thanks to whom this style was preserved. And when we make an offering, incense sticks are a tribute to those masters who came before us. Tribute and philosophical principles which are promoted in this line. Cups of water symbolize something like the water in cups you need to change every day in order to keep it there fresh and clean. So should a person to take care of himself in order to stay always in a proper condition and a good shape. Fresh and cheerful. The Shifu is an inconvenient person. He is very tough and manner learning is also not easy. Till now I support with him a very close relationship like with a family member. In 1992 I became his official disciple. And I try carry this banner already in my face. Here in Ukraine and outside of Ukraine. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, at least once, a little at a time, but you still do it anyway. No matter if it's summer, whether it's autumn, spring, winter, you always need to train and find time. Those basic principles that we study, we try implement in life. The most important quality is confidence in your words, your thoughts and actions. Strength of spirit, it in any case, brought up because training is very difficult, but very interesting. I attack, you stop, like that. That is, here are the hands. Guys, just a second. When performing, when Vonya, come here. When happens, let's say, I attack, you shoot down. Your partner hits you. Your task just put your hand forward. You are defending the center line. You see, right? Hand directed. Hand strength directed forward, but here it is strong. But here it is weak. This is not the force that is directed forward. Therefore, when the partner made a move, your task is simply to put your hand out and it will already leave the line of attack. In one branch there are many paths. Yes? So I'm starting to practice Wing Chun and there are a bunch of paths: Kung Fu, Zen, Qi Gong, philosophy, morality. Something will be ahead of someone or fall behind. But you have to go at the same time. You can't highlight something. Although people highlight whatever is closer. He can be a bad fighter but a good philosopher or sane. There, meditate a lot. Someone chooses to make himself healthier. It's rare that someone can follow all the branches straight away, because it takes a lot of time give to this action. It's better to start early years old, since you are young, because when you have plenty of time you are not burdened by other responsibilities. At first I studied capoeira, then my dad went to Wing Chun. I became interested in this and went to a couple of training sessions. I liked it. I'm calling the Shifu. How is his health and well-being? He tells me, everything is fine, Igor, I want you to come. He doesn't care where I get the funds. He takes me out comfort zones. This is one of the qualities of Shifu, so as not to indulge the disciple, so as not to say, oh, you're great, and stroke the head, but vice versa, make the situation so that he starts think, he began to decide. This is the main thing. He says, I want you to come to me. And he also calls the name of his acquaintance, to whom I had to tell he came with me. I'm coming with this acquaintance. We bring bags of food. We come as if we were visiting a father. He opens the doors. I say, Shifu, hello. He, why did you bring him? I say, Ishifu, I'm sorry, but you told me to bring him. I brought him. He says, ha, you Russians all have the same names. Well, just like for us there, for example, Xiao Xiao, intonation the same. It's the same for us, but not for them. He says, okay, come in. We came in and I see that there is a cleaning here 3 or 4 times a day, no matter which of the disciples comes, cleaning, because they train at his home, sleep there, and there should be fresh and clean. Well, I see he walks barefoot. Naturally, observation is the first quality. I took off shoes, socks, the same way he went. Acquaintance puts on slippers, out of habit, like everyone's normal at home. We put on slippers and went to our room. He did everything okay, but he did it the way he did he should be at home, and not like being at home at the Shifu's. That is observation. And so he came and put on his slippers. I went to the kitchen right away. One of rules, when you are at the Shifu's home or he is at your house, hot tea should always be on the table. This is what control is. I immediately go to the kitchen, I make tea and put it on the table. One difference what the Shifu has with this guy is that he calls him Shifu. Everything else is just friendly relationship. But the Shifu is not a friend. He can't be a friend. If a friend, then maybe there is a moment of dispute, then the disciple will not take what the Shifu wants to give. And that's where most relationships the same, or disciples or Shifus, to a greater extent. They put themselves in the rank of friends. That's all they put in the rank of friends. There will be no movement. If the disciple tries to be with the Shifu friends, he is destroying himself. he will not accept the teaching, there will be a wall in front of him. Shifu, he won't prove, he won't argue. He says, do it. Don't forget to move away from the attack line. We haven't trained for 3 days. He says, rest. Relaxing means cooking, wash the floors. And according to the rules, later the Shifu you must go to bed, you have to get up before him. Moreover, if he still gets up at night, you must have one ear to work and one eye to work. If he even gets up to go to the toilet, Shifu, maybe some tea? No, have a rest. And here you are in such tension. Let's say, this is the state you are in. There are disciples who are sleeping, they don't care. Naturally, the same there will also be the attitude of the Shifu. If a person came to sleep and not to work out, then sleep, please. No pity, isn't it? And, ultimately, this is the state was for 3 days. My acquaintance says, I have relatives here in Moscow, I'll go and get some sleep because I can't do it anymore. I say, well, I have nowhere to go, I'll stay with him nevertheless. He is leaving. Yes, I'm tired. I have a lot of emotions bubbling inside me. I would like to send everything to hell. And so on. But I know that I need to stay with him for this period of time. I will receive or not receive this knowledge, I still have to be there. The friend leaves, the Shifu says, let's practice Kung Fu. Me, phew, thank God. And we train. My friend comes in the morning, he has slept well and is well groomed. And he says to me, well, how are you there? I say, we didn't sleep, we trained all night. He says, will you show me? No way. I already appreciate it. I suffered through this. Yes, he gave me a little, but now I understand to whom can it be given. Is there anything else that needs help? School festival every autumn, in September month, depending on the phase of the moon, is coming. And I'm combining my visit to Odessa with it. So I can't come often, only once a year, on vacation because I'm working. I come to my Shifu to practice. And then it turns out that I look for the opportunity to attend this festival. Because this is a pretty big event. Day and night, when all the official disciples gather together, brothers and sisters. Vessels pass near the each joint, which nourish not only muscles, but also internal organs. For example, if left pectoralis minor muscle is tight, overlap the main lymphatic duct of the body and there will already be disruption of lymphatic drainage throughout body. That is, the person will gain excess weight, which is not typical for him. Because he has poor posture, this is how it gets connected musculoskeletal system with internal organs. In Wing Chun, the first thing to do is learning to relax those muscles that interfere with work, smooth and soft movement. That is, before investing in motion strength, you need to learn to relax. This applies to all people. People are squeezed brains and body, and this causes stress and pain. Everyone thinks that strength is tension, pumping. This is the most difficult thing to understand, but sometimes you have to use methods. Without tension there is no relaxation. That is, through exercise, when people are already tired of it well, they understand what it means to relax. There are people who immediately understand this. Let's sit down. Immediately the top of the head becomes tense, the fingers are like claws. That is, the heel bone, like the sixth finger tightens everything. Don't just sit down and sit. There should be some tension. I am an orthopedist traumatologist. I always find the topic of rehabilitation interesting, and circumstances turned out that way. There were people who brought me together direction of kinesiotherapy. This is a movement therapy. Because at that time I had already been for about 10 years practicing at the Wing Chun Kuen Phi school. That's why I immediately agreed to this job. I watched the movie It Man. I'm probably not the first to say this. But after this film I really wanted to try my hand at Wing Chun. First of all, I exercised to protect myself, my family and my loved ones. So that on the street, if something happens, I can react quickly and not to harm the person and yourself, but to convey to him that there is no need to do what he intended. First of all, I really like the physical exercises. That is, a warm-up that includes strength exercise and stretching. All in all, basic physical training. This knowledge is for any mentality, for any state, for any nationalities, they remain the same. Everyone has more or less the same body, 2 arms, 2 legs, internal organs, the same, eyes, hearing, vision, thinking. Can Qigong be done every day? Yes, you can. Will it be a plus? Yes. The main thing is not to overdo it. Why? Because with a foolishness you can. I apologize for the expression, but as we say, out of foolishness the dick can be also broken. And after Wing Chun classes, immediately, it was like colors have been added to my life. It is true that for women health, it's just a treasure trove. It has a beneficial effect on everything. And on thought processes, on health, on communication. At all. It has a positive influence in practically each area of human life. There is no tinsel, and the so-called esoterics. People believe that they are sitting in some kind of beautiful pose and fly off somewhere. Unfortunately, I want to dissuade you, meditation is not meant for this. To leave the world of reality and to get to the world of dreams. For this there is a TV where you can watch good fantastic film, to deep yourself into this plot, to dream, to discuss it. And on this point everything is ended. And then, after watching the film, you are facing the normal reality, where there are difficulties that need to be solved. Therefore, meditation is divided into 3 aspects. The first aspect is the regulation of the body that we need in our lives. The second aspect is the regulation of breathing, which is also necessary for our health. And the third aspect is the balance of our psyche. Only these 3 aspects are involved into the meditation. Everything else, when a person tells you, I call them unscrupulous specialists. They talk about the flight past or flight into the future. They just don't know how to deal with their own present. That's all. In meditation, should we be constantly tense? No relaxation? No, no, no. Luckily there is no tension here. Vice versa. Body regulation is when a person, on the contrary, removes tightness, stuffiness, stiffness that hinders him concentrate properly, to gather himself, to solve certain problems in everyday life. And you've probably heard a lot of such advice. When a person has some difficulties, his close relatives tell him to relax, calm down, collect yourself. Folk wisdom. Get ready, breathe out. We try to keep it. Have you made sure of this? Yes? I said nothing. I didn't tell you. You experienced this yourself, the state of imbalance, the storm in the head. You want to breathe, to crawl out of your skin. This is what the psyche is. It needs to be calm. You need to be calm in order to evaluate the situation soberly. Without peace here, what will we have? Bustle. There is the astral, the mental. This is all a figment of your imagination, fantasy. This is schizophrenia. I speak seriously. In the books they write that he flew to the astral plane, flew to the moon, and somewhere else. They are schizophrenics. Get rid of it. Don't get into it. Do not leave from the reality to the world of illusions. I speak seriously. Because then a person starts to fantasize. But it's fascinating. And once you see that the person is no longer in this world exists. I'm talking to God, I'm talking to something else. You know, we have a psychoneurological department. There are so many schizophrenics there who talk to anyone. People come to India and look for some wise men. I was in India and spent there quite a long time. I climbed there and observed all its ugliness. Everyone there is a scammer. There's little people who are truly real. All the monks are painted like clowns. Can you imagine what kind of ego it must be? I worship such a god. Look how many colors I have, and I'll paint myself more colors. Look what I'm like. The ego is there. Not only that, you still don't understand that culture. They are from the lowest caste. They are untouchables, maybe according to their traditions. And then a tourist touches him. His own people are chasing him away, and this one came and touched. And naturally, like God himself commanded, as they say, make fun of this person. There was such a case. I was walking through the city, and then a guy on a bicycle stopped. Are you Igor Astashev? I say, yes. I wanted to practice Wing Chun so bad. Where to study? I say, well, there's a gym there. Though, so far away. And that is called a desire. Are you satisfied with the seminar? If not, say no. We can vote. People Don T always win. He won 1 time out of 10 competitions and lost the rest. As they say, for 1 beaten, they give 2 unbeaten. That is, such experience is also useful. Some failures are precisely the ones that provide more benefits. What can you say about Zen? Nothing. This is a great secret, so everyone comprehends it as they progress.